Welcome to the Fusion Mastery course. In this lesson, we'll be talking about applied sketching. After completing this lesson, you'll be able to create a circular pattern and rename a sketch. Let's close our FSAE Steering Wheel 1 file, navigate to our File dropdown, and select New Design from File. You want to make sure you navigate to your Fusion Mastery Lesson 18 dataset folder and select FSAE Steering Wheel 2 and open. This opens up this file directly in our Canvas area. It's currently untitled and unsaved. Let's go ahead and save the file in Tier 2, and let's call it FSAE Steering Wheel 2. Notice that in this file we have components. We want to go to Steering Wheel Baseplate, select the radio button to the right of it to activate it. We then want to expand it, expand the Sketches folder, and note that we have a single sketch called Main Plate. Let's expand the Origin folder, select the XZ plane, which is our top plane, right-click and create a new sketch. We're going to be placing a circle at the origin. Navigate to the Circle tool however you see comfortable. I'm going to right-click, go to my sketch, and up to Center Diameter Circle. Place it at the origin, and as we're sketching it and the diameter is displayed in blue, I'm going to press 1 on the keyboard and enter. Notice that now there's a lock icon to the right of this. Press enter again. This will OK the dimension for me. I can move the dimension at any point in time, but this saves us a step from having to manually apply the dimension after the fact. I want to create another circle, but this time I'm going to use C on the keyboard, and I'm going to place it vertically below the 1-inch circle. And this one is going to be 0.25 diameter. Hit enter on the keyboard twice, and now I've placed that dimension. Notice that it has a coincident relation with this vertical reference line. Now this is actually applying a constraint between the vertical line that's located in the main plate sketch. If you want to avoid placing constraints to other sketches, it's a good idea to turn them off. But one thing that happens, and I'll rotate this around so we can see a little bit more clearly, anytime you place constraints with other sketches that are visible, it'll automatically bring in that reference. So this vertical line that's in red here with its 2 endpoints was brought in as a reference from the main plate. So again, it depends on how you want to approach the modeling process. In this case, I want to make sure that those holes stay in line in conjunction with the main plate, so that works perfectly fine for my instance. Let's go to our sketch palette and select Look At, and it brings us back to a normal view. Next, I'm going to hit D on the keyboard because I want to place a vertical dimension between this hole and this hole. Select the origin, select the smaller hole, drag it off to the right, enter 1, and press enter on the keyboard. The next thing that we need to do is make a pattern of this smaller hole. Under the Sketch dropdown, we're going to navigate down to Circular Pattern, and notice that above our sketch palette we now have a circular pattern dialog. This also can be undocked. Depending on your default location, it might be docked directly above the sketch palette, or it might be floating around. The first thing that we want to select is Objects. The object is going to be our smaller diameter circle. The center point is going to be the origin. We have some on-screen options. Checkboxes let us omit certain instances in the pattern. We can also increase or decrease the number of instances. We have a dialog box here that allows us to manually enter a value. And we also have a drop-down option whether or not we want to do a full 360-degree revolution, a specific angle, or symmetric. All these options are also in the properties of the circular pattern. In our case, the type will be full, and the quantity will be 3, and go ahead and say OK. Notice that these are fully defined as well. We're going to stop the sketch. We're going to click on Sketch 3 and then select it one more time, and we want to rename this Shaft Pattern. Hit Enter and save our file. Go ahead and leave user saved as the version description and say OK.